Big homie, if you've been to Spurs games, how can you miss him? If you've not been to Spurs games, he's on TV. They always show there's still shots of Big Homie, and you were just on national TV minutes ago on First Take on ESPN. Big Homie, welcome.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So now, how long have you dressed and become the persona of Big Homie?
Since the first championship.
Since '99.
Yeah, but this was like my first year doing the custom-made mask, because within the past I had normally airbrush my mask.
Yeah.
Put all the jersey numbers, the logo, do whatever I do to make it creative. And I kind of took it to the different level this year, and so far it paid off.
It's very cool. I mean, I've seen you around for years, but I never made the connection that it all began since the first championship.
Yeah.
This is what being a fan is all about. This
Yes.
is what we're talking about.
Yeah, well, like I said, that's what I can do, just change the fan base, for the San Antonio Spurs, Of course, nobody cannot replace the baseline bums, they're always going to be the heart and soul of the team.
True.
But, like for me, I just want to take the fan base to a different level. Of course, with the Miami Heat, with their Seven Nation Army chant, I'm pretty sure our Go Spurs Go chant would be a whole lot more intimidating than Miami Heat's, because, it didn't really take effect for the Spurs in Game 1.
Yeah.
Like the Golden State game, the Memphis game, they thought, that the crowd's going to get to them, but it never did, and same thing in Miami. So all I can say is, this is our year.
I so hope you're right, and tonight's going to be so big, and it's going to be a huge advantage for whoever wins. Dawn and I and Vanessa Macias talk about this all the time. You mentioned the Miami fans. They'll all wear the same shirt. They did that in Memphis. In Golden State, they're all wearing yellow. What is it about the AT&T Center? And we always kind of complain it's probably the people in the really, really good seats who have a lot of money, who apparently won't. And I know they've tried a blackout before or a whiteout here before. And you are a true fan. You are totally into it. There are great, great Spurs fans.
Yeah.
But there are some Spurs fans who are not letting it rip. How do you feel about that?
Well, I would normally be not the type of person to be judging people on how to support the Spurs, but I guess it gets to that point that they pretty much know what the Spurs are, what the team's gonna expect to do. They're gonna expect to win. So no matter what happens, I guess there's no need for them to cheer that crazy. But for me, my job is, whether it's the lower level, if I sit in the upper level, even if it's in the restaurant suites, my job is just to go crazy. I'm like I kind of like look up to Patty Mills with the towel thing, but just for me, I just wave my towel in circles like a helicopter, just to get the crowd going. And so far it's paid off. Not just for the Spurs games. I do this like in viewing parties, movie theaters, or even when I see vendors all over San Antonio.
Whoa! You do this in movie theaters? Do people freak out a little bit as you walk into a movie theater?
Yeah, I even did that during a scary movie too, and it was not too long ago. I wanted to go see The Purge, and we were waiting outside in front, and the movie was still going on. And I guess I picked the right time to do this. Even I wish like Paranormal Activity or Insidious would be released in theaters, but when The Purge was released, I guess the scary part was about to happen, but I kind of pulled like a little, I guess you could say, impractical joker. That I ran into the theater, started waving my towel like, "Go Spurs, go!" And everybody in the theater started screaming their heads off.
Wow.
And, I didn't really plan it, but
it just happened. You got caught up in the moment.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, in that same theater, because this actually happened at the Draft House. Because we were waiting for the game to start.
Okay.
And we're just, like I said, we're just waiting for them to clean up the theater, and, I was just so hyped up for the game that I felt like I wanted to go to every theater and just chant "Go Spurs, go!" Just get everybody into it, and not to kind of spoil anything for them, but just to kind of get into that spirit, because
Pump them up. Get them
pump them up, and that's how I like the viewing party this past Sunday. The Spurs fans were down because we were getting beat up.
That must have been rough in the AT&T Center for the viewing party when they went on that 33-5 run.
It was rough, but I actually still kept the crowd going. Like I kept telling the Spurs fans, we took one in Miami. The next three games are at home, and I know that come this Sunday, we're gonna be lifting that trophy. at the AT&T Center in downtown San Antonio is going to be party.
So you believe that the Spurs are going to win 3 in a row. You believe they're going to lift the trophy in game number 5 on Sunday evening.
Yes.
God, I hope you're right.
Yes,
I so hope you're right.
And like I said, if it doesn't happen, I still believe in this team. Because, my original prediction before this final started, I did say I was going the distance. 7. Spurs in 7. But, since we took the first game, I feel really confident that we will take it Sunday. So, like I said, I believe, I mean, if it doesn't happen,
Do you run and hide? Do you demask and?
No, I'm not a Miami Heat fan. Like when the Mavericks beat them, and Miami Heat just threw themselves in the water, heading to the Bermuda Triangle. So
now I gotta ask, does that get hot? I mean, if you've got the mask on for an entire game, either at the AT&T Center or if you're at a viewing party somewhere, and you've been in the mask pre-game, all 4 quarters, halftime, does that get hot?
It does get hot, but the trick that I do is that I go to Sonic and I always order me a Route 44 slushie. So that actually cools.
For that.
Yeah, I would, but that actually cools my body down and it doesn't bring that much sweat under the mask. So pretty much, it doesn't really bother me. And I do get a lot of questions. People ask me like, does it get hot under the mask? And I kind of pull a joke saying like, no, I have central air inside my mask, so I feel good. I kind of play the characters, so people get a kick out of that. But in reality, it does get hot in it. But when I drink that slush before I go to the games, it doesn't.
Now, what made you do this in '99 when the Spurs win their first championship? I mean, most fans like me, like Dawn, like Vanessa, will wear our Spurs gear, but you decided to take things to another level. What gave you this idea? What was your inspiration?
Well, I had a friend back in high school. We went to go see the Spurs play the Rockets, and he wanted me to paint my face. But see, I'm the type of person who does not like painting my face because, it irritates me. So the only option I can do is just wear a mask. And, and of course, I went to Market Square, bought one of those luchador masks, and I wore it to the game. And that's pretty much it, just because, like I said, I just don't want to paint my face.
Yeah.
Especially when it's hot, all that paint gets to your eyes and it irritates you, and your eyes get bloodshot red. And people think that, like, have you been doing something? Why are your eyes red? And the only excuse I could give them is, lack of sleep. So,
do you ever cross paths? Because I think of Spurs fans, and you've become kind of a secondary Spurs mascot. People see you, they recognize you. TV puts the cameras on you. We see people posing with you, and they put it on Facebook. You were at the Talons game, and I said, I got to get a photo. I put my photo with you on Facebook. Do you cross paths with, like, Spurs Jesus? Have you ever hung out with Spurs Jesus? Do you guys get along, or is it like, hey, man, I'm Big Homie 1, Spurs Jesus. Well, I'm Big Homie. I'm bigger than you. Is it friendly?
No, we're good buddies. Me and Spurs Jesus are good buddies. We're kind of like we're on a different path. Like the Spurs Jesus is like the good guy. I'm more like the bad guy. Like for me, like on my Facebook, I'm the type of character who flips the bird, likes to use vulgar language, but it's just playing a character.
So you need to find that Miami chick who flips the bird in the Chicago series. We need to get you to Miami to flip her off, because Jesus flipping her off would be odd.
Yeah.
She probably took it out of my page, so I think that's what made her do it. But I don't think she would have the nerve to do it to me, though. But
she looks crazy. She does look crazy.
Yeah, but I think she had a lot to drink. I'm pretty sure everybody knows about it, unless otherwise. But like I said, the point of my character, is I'm more aggressive. Get the fans going. Like I said, if the Coyote needs help, I'll help him out. Like, same thing for the Spurs Jesus, like for the Spurs Jesus, I would love to help him out, with numerous charities. Kind of follow his footsteps, because...
Follow in the footsteps of Spurs Jesus. Because there's a poem about footsteps.
It's like I tell people, they tell me that I'm the #1 Spurs fan, and I appreciate the compliment, but right now, I'm getting up there. I'm getting up there right now. But right now, the #1 Spurs fan still has to be the Spurs Jesus.
Wow.
Because
That's very humble of you to admit that.
Yeah.
I mean, because most people would say, hey, man, I've been doing this since '99. I think we had Spurs Jesus on the show. He started in 2009, so you've been doing this 10 years longer. So